Hello everyone, welcome to 2 and 3D. So I've already started rigging this character, and I actually moved this character, like I moved some of the features of a different character to this character just so that it doesn't waste so much of my time. But okay, let me just go through and just rig this character. So far the character, the only thing I've rigged is the hands. So I actually did not rig it, I just moved these triggers because they were the same. The names were the same from the character I actually moved it from. So it was just sort of like replacing or something like that. That's what I did. So basically we have all the triggers available, and I'm supposed to create this character in all profiles, in left, right profiles, blah blah blah, like that. So far we do have this profile, that's the right profile, and then if I press nothing works, like the head doesn't turn. But if I press B, you see that there's a frontal, and this frontal was imported from a different character. I'm going to actually make a separate video for that. Okay, so basically we just have this and we have the frontal, and if I press B, there's this glitch, and this is from the initial character I took it from, but not the same body. So it's actually taking this character body, it's trying to merge it, but it's not just working right. So I'm going to be fixing that now. So basically what I need to do is open this character in the rig panel, and after that we have our right profile, we have our frontal, and then we have our left. I'm just going to delete this because I do not need this for now. Let's just delete it. And now we have this and this. So all I need to do is rig this face, because this face is not properly rigged. So I'm just supposed to rig it, fix all those, make the eyebrow, whatever, to be at least to work properly. And then what I'll do afterwards is to make the head a shareable, make it shareable. And after I do that, I'm just going to drag that into the space. This already has a head, but we are not going to be using this head. Now if I open it, you'll be able to see that there is a head attached to this frontal, but there's no point using it because we could just use the same head, since we are going to be making the head in different profiles. So it's very unproductive to go in and keep rigging the head for the frontal while we've already done that for the right profile. So I'm just going to do that quickly. So let's come here, and we have the head frontal, and then we have the head facing the right profile and then the head frontal, which is invisible for now. So I'm just going to rig this for now. Let's just do the head right. So the same way I rig all my faces, I'm just going to do a few, and then I'll pause this video and continue, just so that we don't waste so much time. I'm going to create swap set for the eyebrows, and these eyebrows are cycles. So I'm just going to select all of them, all this aside from the normal, and I'm going to make them cycles, add the cycles, layers, behavior. After doing that, make these frames to reverse and forward. Okay, so after that we have our brow, and then I'm just going to delete the sample because I do not need it. That is just a sample to help me create all this. So I'm just going to select everything and latch, and after doing that, we now have our eyebrow for this character. If I come to the record, you'll be able to see that I'll be able to manipulate that. This is just to show you what I'm going to be replicating the same thing in all the other triggers, for all the other triggers in the face, so I do not repeat myself over and over. I don't know, the eyebrows are a bit small, but this is currently default. Oh, I did not attach it to keys. I did not configure them to keys, which I could quickly just do, and maybe make this normal default because I did not. So let's make this 1, 2, 3, and 9. Good. So we now have this configured. Let me just refresh this so that it picks up these triggers. So now it's a default, and if I press 1, you see it goes to that sad eyebrow and angry, and just different eye triggers to give you different emotions. So I'm just going to pause this video now and do the rest. Okay, so now I left this out so that I can do this. This iris here, it goes over the eyes, that's over the IBG, and this eyelid is supposed to just overlay the lines over it, just in case you want to use maybe a green iris, or you want the pupil to be green, in which case you need this. But for now I do not need it because this iris is a bit dark. It's brown but it's dark, so it doesn't really matter at this point. But I still actually followed it and rigged them together, so these are actually this, what is here is exactly the same thing that is here, but it's just that this is just outline and this is the color. So now you select the iris and then you come to your puppet here and then you create clip mask. This is supposed to clip it so that let me just make an instance for you. So now if I drag this, you see that it will go over the face, and this is just supposed to serve as a mask. So if let me just undo this, and then now if I apply this, come here and click and create a clipping mask. Now if I drag this over, you see it creates a mask over it, so like it becomes invisible after the eye when it goes out of bounds. So that's one thing I wanted you to note. And then here for the blink, I think I've added that. I did, yes I did. So that's basically it. So now we're done rigging the face, and all I need to do here is okay, no, I need to do the same thing for the head face, head frontal. This is the head frontal, so I'm just going to pause this and replicate the same thing there for now. Okay, so I'm done with this. So now what we need to do is to create a duplicate of this so that we can flip it to the right profile, like the left. So let's just do that. Control D, and we do Control D, duplicate, and then let's just give it L so that we know at least where it's placed. Let's give it L, and then now let's just drag it below. Okay, so what I can do now is to flip it. So you just come to this layer here, and then you come this, you select this X scale, so you scale it by -100. So when you do that, it will flip. It's not showing properly because of the overlay, so I'm just going to undo that, and then let's use this tool to drag it to this point. I think that's good enough. Is that, well, not really good enough. I think let's take it towards this point. I think it's fine here. Yeah, I think I took it down. Okay, I think it's fine here. So now we have all the head profiles, but then let's create a swap set for the head, and then let's just select everything here and latch, and then let's make this the default. Let's make this the default. Okay, good. So now let's just configure this to a key. Let's make this not V. Let's make this Z, and then let's make this X. That's fine, and this is the default. So now we can use our keys to make the character's head flip to the left. So now that we have this, all I need to do is right click, make it shareable. So when you make this shareable, this would now be on its own, so it will pick everything, and if you just leave this, that's fine. So whenever you want to configure the head, you could just double click this and it will come to the rig, and you'll be able to rig just the head. So now the head is something, it's independent sort of. So what we need to do now is to drag our head to this frontal profile here, and that's quite easy actually. Let's look at our head. So let's just drag it into this place so that we can keep track of it. So let's name this head, what's his name, the name of the character? Brenner. Let's make this Brenner. Let's just make it Brenner. So let's drag it to this point here that's in the frontal. Let's drag it just above this head, and it will now be head Brenner, which is not what I want, so we could rename this here. I don't know, have I done this before? That's fine actually. Yes, after renaming it, you can see that name Bernard here, so it's fine. And now we could delete this if you want to, it's your choice. So now we need to know how to place our head. You could do this, you could just eyeball this and maybe just drag this and then eyeball it, but in most cases you might not get it right. So you might not get it right, it might be lower, it might be it might be higher, something like that. So an easier way to do this is select both like this, both profiles, and then you just make both visible, so that, and then you now select the head and then you try to balance it as much as you can. So something like this should be fine. Since it's a frontal profile, it doesn't have to be accurately in place. There's supposed to be sort of like a flip, kind of a movement of the head when it's flipping towards the frontal. So that's fine. I'm just going to do this, and now we have our character in the frontal position with all the facial features that comes with the right profile. So now, how do we create another profile? We've done this. So all you just need to do is select this right profile here and you duplicate it and then you flip it. So all I need to do now is come here and we have our frontal, that's fine. And then this our left, there's nothing here because we deleted that. So I'm just going to Ctrl D this. When I do that, we now have this, which I could just rename. Let me just name it left. Let's make it left. Okay, so now we have a left profile. We could just drag it into this, but we've not flipped it, so it's still right profile, sort of. It's still right profile. So all we just need to do is select it, the same method. You come here and then you add a minus in front of 100, so it's minus 100 and it flips it. But then we need to balance it a bit just so that it looks good. So let's make everything display. So let's use this tool and maybe just make it, just balance it a bit to the center. So now we have all our profiles, and now let's activate this. Okay, good. So now we can come here, we can come to our record to test our character and all these facial features, and you'll be able to see that everything has transferred. The head trigger, the arm trigger, the body trigger, and everything is fine now. So I could actually move my character, move my character on this, like make him walk this way, make him walk this way, even though I've not actually fixed that that's a bug. Let me go in and actually see what is wrong. I think it's because we duplicated it, so it's sort of so this right profile is what we duplicated, right? So when you come here, you still see the left here, and that's wrong. So let's just get rid of left here. That is why it was displaying. So one thing we did not do, and I believe I think I did not, is not okay. It's not fine. Yeah, it's not looking good. So is this work? We did not work on this before duplicating it, which is something that I actually missed. I'm just going to do that quickly, just so that I'm sure that I have so many other tutorials that I've covered this. To make your character work, you just need to place all the right tags. So just reference one of my tutorials for that. But for now, let me just pause this so that this video is not too long. I'm coming back. Okay, I went in and fixed everything I needed to fix. So what we do have here is, okay, the head. So okay, let's go back. The head right here. Okay, we have everything, but what I just noticed is I did not add the neck. So you're supposed to make this also neck. So just select this tag and add a neck and add a draggable there. It's just good that way. So let's go back, and automatically it updates, so with all the features. And if you select this here, you could make this independent. But if, okay, normally when you create a shareable file, normally it becomes independent automatically. I'll say make sure it's not independent, especially when if you want, because the head will be separate from the body and you do not want that. So just make that independent, just make sure it's not independent. And you could come in and create a child. The child of the heads should now could be independent, and it's fine that way. So now we have our profile, all our profiles are available. So now let's come to record and see what we have so far. So okay, one thing I did not do is the walk on this axis. So now if I press the forward, the character walks forward, but if I press back, then he will reverse, and that's not what we want. We want it to automatically flip to the other direction, and you can see the blink is working fine, and his head can turn and even turn up to this point. So you see all the facial move, the head movement, and when it moves to this point, you can see that you can still make his brow function properly. Okay, yeah, that is not working properly. I'm going to fix that. We're just going to go into the head and fix that. But if I flip the character to this point, I believe everything is working fine. Yes, it's working fine. So it's just the frontal head that is having this issue, and I'm going to fix that. So okay, so quickly let's just do that. I don't think I should be, maybe I will just work on a few and then we'll go back to that. I'll pause the video for a while. So let's come here, and we have our head, we have our head F, that's the head frontal. I'm just going to make that active and see what is wrong. Let's turn on the eyebrow, and as you can see, the eyebrow is not rigged. So that's where the issue comes in. So let's just open our brow and come here. All you just need to do is drag in 1 to 1, normal to normal. Yeah, so and then you make sure you select everything that is a cycle layer, and then create a cycles layer behavior to add a cycle layer behavior to it, and then come here, you add, make it 2, reverse forward, and then hold on last. Okay, so I'm just going to pause this video and do the rest. Okay, so I fixed that. I've worked on the brow, so everything should be working fine now. So we have our left profile that works forward, but the right is not working. It's not moving, it's not flipping it. So all we just need to do is, okay, now we have our left, that's fine. So okay, no, this is our right, rather. This is what we're supposed to keep at this. And I know sometimes in my head, actually this is supposed to be left, but it doesn't matter. It's based on from where I'm saying it. So for me, this is right. So this is right for me, but it's left here. So I don't know, you can just put places however you think is, whatever way you think is comfortable for you. But so this, I'm just going to make it this, because this is the flip version. So I'm just going to make it that, and then make sure you deactivate this one. And then for frontal, you could just leave it like that. You don't have to work on, but you could place it at frontal, it's still fine. So basically now our character should be able to walk both left and right. So now if I make this, if I go to our record, now we can make our character walk. I don't know, this is taking too long to load, honestly. So we can make him walk forward and flip the other way. So you see, that's cool. So you can make him move both ways like that. And I know his boots are flipping somehow. I know that's actually because of something I added. I'm actually going to remove that. So as you can see, the foot is not supposed to be like that. So I'm going to work on that. But for now, at least you know the principle, you know what you're supposed to do. So everything is working fine. And I configured it that you could actually flip the character, which is something that you do not have to do. But if I press V, the character will come, it will now be frontal. The character will now be frontal, so you can make the character fully frontal. And if I press B, you flip the other way. So that's cool. So that's basic. And when the character flips, you can actually manipulate, do all the other triggers that comes with the character. So it's still, everything is still active. Even when the character is frontal, you can still do everything. So because the head is a separate entity from the body, and you could make all this hand movement and stuff that very, very cool. So that's basically it. Thank you for watching. Please give us a like, give us a sub to really help us to reach way more people. It will also help us to reach you with more contents like this in the future. Thank you, and bye for now.